Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. So, welcome to another market open stream. The bell already rung. But what is this about another rate hike or more rate hikes in the future? Bitcoin falls due to it, and overall markets are not doing well either. So, let's talk about why the Fed is talking about more rate hikes and what it's going to do to our economy. So, welcome, guys. You can see the market did open about 5 minutes ago, and it's not looking very good right now. Several things came out today that are spooking Wall Street. So, first of all, we know that the debt ceiling thing is still ongoing. You see the breaking news right on top, right? Stocks fall as traders wait for debt ceiling progress. It's supposed to be a done deal. Okay, it's supposed to be a done deal because Biden, McCarthy, they already came to terms. It's just a matter of, I think, Senate now agreeing, right? But I don't know why this is still why it's still putting pressure on the U.S. market. Everyone knows this is already a done deal. The U.S. is not going to default, so I don't know why this is still like a hindrance, but it is. So that is still ongoing. But you have several other bad news that I believe are more important. First of all, look at something like this. Mortgage demand drops to the lowest level in 3 months. I mean, seriously, who's going to be buying a house when the mortgage rate, a 30-year fixed mortgage rate, is at 6.91%, 7%. It's ridiculously high for the last, how long? Last decade, we've been, sub 3%, sub 4% at times. It was like 2.25 or 2.5%, right? Now at 7, of course, demand is going to drop, right? And every single measurable economic data that we're receiving these days show things are dropping, softening, right? But has the Fed gone too far already with the rate hikes? So whatever damage that has been done, we don't actually know because they're all, all these indicators are lagging, right? All these economic data that's coming out is lagging. So will things get much worse? I guess, it could happen. Right. And here's the other thing, too. You have a Fed president out of Cleveland, Fed Mester, that said, I don't really see a compelling reason to pause rate hikes. So she's talking like, hey, why are we talking about pausing? We're just going to keep on going. That's what it sounds like. Right. I think this is what's really scaring people, not so much the debt ceiling, waiting for House or Senate to sign the debt ceiling thing. It's more, okay, we're going to get even more rate hikes. This is reality, right? And if you're looking at the CME prediction, I think she has it right. I mean, over 60% chance that we will get another 25 basis points. After the last FOMC meeting, this was like 95, 97%, no more rate hikes. And since then, somehow this has reversed, and now we're at like 61% for another rate hike. And only 40% saying no. Somehow the market have just forgotten about three of the banks that failed. And if you look at the size, probably three of the largest, among the three of the largest banks that have failed within the last decade, at least, right? So it seems like the market has forgotten about that, forgotten about all the economic data that's coming in weaker and weaker, right? What about all the layoffs that's still happening? There's a lot of stuff happening right now due to the rate hikes, and it's not going to stop. So unfortunately, I think this is this is what's causing sell pressure today, that, there's a real possibility of more rate hikes coming up, right? And economic data is not doing good. There was some economic data that came out of China, and that was not good. So it shows like basically, this is not just a U.S. thing. There's a global slowdown, right? The U.S. is already in recession. Many others are in recession. UK just entered recession, and China is probably in recession. Every single country is in recession. And here's the thing. It's artificially created. The reason why is because of all the money printing. That's the thing. People still don't realize. Why are we in recession? Why does the Fed keep raising rates? You take a second. If you don't understand, take a second and think about it. You know, everything was doing good. Why all of a sudden we are in recession? Why the Fed has to keep increasing rates to slow down the economy? It's because of all the money printing. Because all the money printing caused hyperinflation pretty much. Inflation started skyrocketing, and that's why every country around the world started raising their rates to combat inflation, right? But it was due to all the money printing, and that's not going to stop, especially, well, no, they would change that, but especially when the debt ceiling is about to be lifted. That means there's going to be more printing, right? So, I mean, that's the thing. It's a never-ending cycle. And that's why the market, the U.S. market and Bitcoin and crypto, it's kind of like in limbo right now, not knowing what to do. But hey, we got that. We got that to look forward to. The debt ceiling crisis being lifted this week. And also, of course, we still have Hong Kong. That's coming up tomorrow, June 1st, when they will open up. And right now you can see they are just going all out. So Hong Kong and EAU Central Bank collab on crypto rules. UAE is very crypto friendly. Hong Kong is about to be very crypto friendly. And China is allowing Hong Kong to go forward, allowing retail investors to invest in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and many other crypto, right? And it's just the beginning. They want to make Hong Kong into like the Web3 hub, right? So that is coming tomorrow. Hopefully that offsets this new notion that the Fed is going to raise rates even more, right? You know what? Maybe Powell doesn't listen. Maybe Powell just goes to his gut and says no. He's the guy in charge, right? Like maybe he just puts his foot down and say no more hikes, right? We'll see. But we still have this going on. So we got this to look forward to. A couple things to look forward to. That has not changed. You know what else hasn't changed? Is Bitcoin. Bitcoin's fundamentals continue to get better and better and better. Its hash rate continues to go up and up and up, never seemingly to end. And you know the reason why? Because people believe in it. The miners believe in it. The miners are not going to go away. They just keep on hashing, and the network overall gets stronger. Addresses go up. Even Lightning Network usage and liquidity both going up by leaps and bounds, right? And here's a really simple graphics about Bitcoin and its scarcity. So basically, we're right between, obviously, 91 and 95%, right? But come in a couple years, 95% of Bitcoin supply, okay, will be mined. 95%. That means 5% left. And then you go 10 years out, we will be at 99%. Okay, so think about that. In the next 10 years, 99% of Bitcoin will be mined. And then things get interesting. Then it's going to take another 12 years to mine that last 0.9%. And then it starts flying, right? The last 0.1% will take forever and go all the way until 2236. And I don't think any of us will be around by then. That's when all Bitcoin will be mined, every single last sat, and there will be no more to be mined. So until then, the miners are not going to go away. They already know it's so scarce. Everyone's fighting for the last few percent. I mean, just think about that. Think about if there was a graphic like this for gold or oil or any other commodity that we have. Okay, like we're already at 94% and there's only 6% left for the planet. Think about what that would do to the price of those commodities. They would be skyrocketing. If we knew for sure that we already drilled, let's say 95% of all available oil on the planet, do you know how much a barrel of oil would be? Right? And same thing with gold. If we could know for sure that we already mined 95% of gold out of the earth, what would happen to the price, right? So people are not paying attention. That is happening with Bitcoin. It's set by code that won't ever be changed. We're approaching a 95% mark already, but people are not paying attention, right? It's only going to become more scarce as we move forward with every single halving event. And as we approach the end date, I mean, there's just not that much to go around. What exists are the Bitcoins on the exchanges. But we know that the reserves on exchanges keeps dropping. Why? Because more and more people are buying and holding. So there's just not that much. There's not enough Bitcoin out there for all the millionaires in the world. So think about that. Every millionaire on the planet wanted to buy and hold one single Bitcoin, they couldn't do so. Think about that, right? A lot of people don't. But this is the reason why Bitcoin will go up and continue to go up basically forever, because there's a set supply and more people want it and demand keeps going up. It's really that simple. Short term, still got a lot of predictions like this falling wedge pattern, which is actually pretty bullish. So maybe Hong Kong, maybe tomorrow we get pushed past it, or the debt ceiling crisis is finally over. We get pushed past it, right? Maybe Ripple winning the case will push us past this. I mean, we're a little bit boring, still going sideways. No movement for about a month or so, which in crypto time feels like a year already. I know that. But Bitcoin is still doing very well, holding despite all the macro and geopolitical stuff, right? And it's just a matter of time it breaks out. And of course, you know, what we really care about is this. As we approach that halving event, as the inflation rate of Bitcoin gets cut in half once again, right? What happens afterwards? Really good things. This is why we're in it and why we're not going to give up and why we're all going to continue to DCA and hodl for life-changing wealth or financial freedom at the very least, right? So it's coming. It's coming. What else is there? Roger Ver, who used to be known as Bitcoin Jesus. No one says that anymore because he basically took that title away from himself, and all Bitcoiners hate Roger Ver now. I mean, here's the funny thing. Roger Ver, you could go find his videos early on YouTube. They're still on YouTube, where he would be the biggest Bitcoin guy. And he has hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin probably. He was driving Bitcoin adoption early on, invested in a lot of early stage Bitcoin projects, right? Made a lot of money. But then the ego got to him. And then he decided that he was better than everyone else. And that's why he forked off. He forced a contentious fork known as Bitcoin Cash, which no one is talking about or using, okay? But it was a pure power play, a pure money grab. He thought he had enough pull to make the Bitcoin community to do what he wanted, and that was a wrong move. And then he just basically killed himself in terms of being this Bitcoin advocate into an enemy of Bitcoin. It really made no sense at all, and this happened in 2017. And since then, I don't know what he's been doing. Probably enjoying his newfound money, but still, you know, he was one of the biggest proponents of Bitcoin, and then now he's just like disappeared. But anyways, now he's saying Ethereum, not Bitcoin, will drive global crypto adoption. Here's the thing. The simple fact that he's saying Ethereum means that he's given up on Bitcoin Cash. Finally, throughout 2018 to 2020 into 2021, all he did was try to shill Bitcoin Cash, saying it's better than Bitcoin, it's better than Bitcoin, better than... It's not. And then he got upset because his buddy, Craig Wright, then forked off Bitcoin Cash and created Bitcoin SV. And then Craig Wright claimed he's Satoshi and claimed that SV is a better Bitcoin. It follows the white paper more. And then Roger Ver really didn't know what to do after that, because that was his thing. Like, oh, Bitcoin Cash follows the white paper better, right? Until SV came out, and then he had nothing else to say. And now he's not friends with Craig Wright anymore either. So, I mean, he just brought it upon himself. Anyways, he believes Ethereum will drive global crypto adoption. Right now, I would say that's true. Ethereum is definitely driving a ton of adoption with the ERC standards, with meme movement, with DeFi, right? NFTs. I mean, they're all on top of Ethereum, right? So it definitely is. But look at what's happening with Bitcoin right now. With BRC20, now you can do pretty much the same thing on Bitcoin. It's not optimized for it, not to say that it's good for these things, but there is still more innovations, coming. So, yeah. Anyways, as for Ethereum, still leading the way. Balance on exchanges continues to drop. If I had a graph of Bitcoin, it'd be the same thing. Just keeps going down and down and down and down and down, right? So Ethereum, it's a big dog, just like Bitcoin. It's not going to go away. All these other chains and whatever they're doing is great, but, Ethereum is it's the big daddy of smart contracts right now. And I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. All right, that is it. Just to remind you guys, Twitter Spaces tonight, 6:30, before my night stream. I'm having Snack, their team on. It's going to be explosive, so make sure you don't miss it. And follow me on Twitter. All right, let's do some Q&A. All right. Man, I'm feeling tired today. I am feeling tired. Let me scroll down. Let me see what I missed on top. Hong Kong is supposed to be China's AI crypto cyberpunk hub. It probably will become that for sure. I will still be alive by 2020, 2236. Yeah. $2025 Lambo. There will be a lot of Lambo buying. It's funny because Lambo's sales skyrocketed in 2021. Probably like 80% of that were from, crypto billionaires. Have I seen my new GIF in the Hourglass community? Yes, I have. It's quite funny. I look like an Asian version of Tate. I need to lose about 30 pounds, then maybe I'll actually look like that. But it's pretty funny. Billy has the best AI crypto coin right now. I don't know. I think Singularity is the biggest. You got Fetch AI, but I will say there's a lot of projects. I'm advisor now for BNFT. They're in the education program, but they have a lot. They have a lot going behind the scenes. They have an AI engine. That's their monetary system, and I can't say too much about it, but because there's more plans around it. But there's a lot of AI stuff, a lot of good AI stuff that's really happening right now versus the projects that's already out, right? But BNFT is a good project. So, but there's many others too. Bitcoin SV or Litecoin Cash, who you got? I'm not gonna pick either one. These are garbage. They're both garbage. What color is my Bugatti? Of course, blue. Blue. Sitting in my garage. Take it out all the time. Yeah. NASDAQ isn't doing too bad today. Only 0.07 down. Bitcoin is at 27.1, still holding at 27, but wish it could have pushed into 28. It did a little bit. Is multi-chain the same as Chainlink? No, they're very different. They're two different projects. Tyler, if Hong Kong is legalizing crypto, does that mean it's going to bump Bitcoin? You would figure it would, but maybe it's already priced in. Don't know, but I think it's overall it's going to be very, very bullish. Maybe not short term, but long term. I mean, that's just another hub for others to come in to buy crypto. So overall, very bullish. Can't wait to buy LC500. They're sexy looking cars, especially the convertible. You gotta get the convertible. LTC, why do you need to buy LTC when there's Bitcoin? I don't get the rationale. Bitcoin performs better, makes more gains. It's the one that everyone's talking about, more widely adopted. Litecoin is a clone of Bitcoin. So what's your argument for holding Litecoin? You could say, oh, it's faster and this and that, but they're both stores of value. Ultimately, you're holding it because you want to see the price go up, right? You want to make money from it. You go make more money with Bitcoin or Litecoin. It's Bitcoin. It's not even close. Just look at historical returns. So what's the argument for Litecoin? For meme coins, very different. It's a lottery. You pick the right one, it can make you a lot, right? But you don't put all your money in there. You just put a little bit amount, right? So it's very different. There's no Litecoin guy that can argue against it. Like, you tell me why Litecoin is better. Why would you hold Litecoin for the next 5 years versus Bitcoin? You could see what happened from 2017 till now. Litecoin's position on CMC have gotten weaker. Litecoin used to be a top 5 crypto, and it just fell off. Like, what argument can you make? Bitcoin appreciated more than Litecoin. What do you think about Pepe now? I know it's not doing that well right now. It's 500 million. 488, a little bit below. Yeah, it's started to lose a little strength. But regardless, 480. The problem with a lot of these meme coins, especially like someone like Pepe, I don't know who the founders are, but once they got big, you know, they didn't know what to do anymore. They want to just be like Doge, right? They think they could just be like Doge and just stay up and do nothing. But the problem is, it doesn't really work like that. Doge has been around forever and supported by Elon, so it's not going to fall because of it. Pepe is relatively new, so any meme coins, they need to figure out what the next steps are. If they get this big, what are they going to do afterwards? How do you go keep the community interested and not sell, right? So I think that's the challenge for meme coins. Can $20 realistically get you to $1 million? No. No, I'm sorry. You're going to have to DC a little bit more. Litecoin is doing much better than BTC so far in 2023. Yeah, if you want to nitpick, sure. I'm sure there's many others. Pepe did better than even Litecoin. Why not say Pepe is better than Litecoin then? Right? If you're looking at short term, sure, you can find instances of that. But go back 4 years, 5 years, or go back to the, you know, wherever, the beginning. Has not done well versus Bitcoin. Lord Ape Long, no one blocked you for asking a question. If you were blocked, I wouldn't be able to see you and respond to you. Ron asks, if rate hikes, which is Fed's remedy for inflation, cause Bitcoin to go down, then what would cause Bitcoin to rise once inflation is under control? The reason I bought Bitcoin is because of value in USD. Ron, you gotta keep in mind that, you know, Bitcoin is not big enough yet to decouple from US market. Okay? It didn't happen yet. One day when Bitcoin is above 200,000 or above 600,000 when it's bigger than gold, then yes. Okay, but right now it hasn't yet. So the US market is weak. Those traders from Wall Street also tend to sell Bitcoin. That's why you have that coupling, you have that correlation, right? But just look at history. Bitcoin has been getting stronger and stronger every single cycle. And for the very first time this year, we saw Bitcoin gain strength when we saw weakness with the banks. So it's starting to happen. We're starting to see that decoupling. We're starting to see Bitcoin gain while others are losing, right? But it has not decoupled 100%. So keep that in mind. It's nowhere close to that stage yet. It should be hodl. It's not hodled. Tim, I'm glad more people say hodl now because it makes more sense to be pronounced hodl than hodled. I never understood that. Tim, you go see. More and more people say hodl because that makes more sense. What is the name of the crypto project you like from your TV show? Next Crypto Gem. AJ, I think you know. Hourglass. I tweet about it all the time. It's all over Twitter. I think you're just trying to trick me to say it. But but Hourglass is the project that's behind the Next Crypto Gem, which is doing very well. I'm told that the show is close to being fully edited. So July timeframe. We're getting there. Braxton, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Prox, you know, there's a lot of new people that's always coming into this space. I got to remind myself that and, you know, and not try to lose my cool. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that's been in the game for a while, but a lot of people are relatively new, and I get it. It's a lot of money to be holding on, especially if you hold a whole Bitcoin that's $27,000 worth. It's a lot of money for a lot of people. They don't want to see themselves lose thousands, right? Short term. They don't quite get it, but that's why I'm here to help people hodl and DCA and keep focus on the future. Do I feel like I'm late to Cardano? No, man. Not now, but I was late before. I was in crypto early enough where I remember Cardano like at 1 cent, 2 cents, 3 cents. Yeah, and when it pumped to like $4, I'm like, yeah, that was too late. Never thought Cardano would amount to anything. I've been talking to some developers, and one of them told me that the reason why development in Cardano is so slow versus everyone else is because the Haskell language, which is like an ancient language, and not a whole lot of people are still programming with that. So that may be the reason why development has been slow. But that's why like someone like Snek Snek is, bringing a lot more excitement back because now you have something for people to look forward to, right? Like something exciting, something that they can actually do something with their ADA. But Cardano's playing the long game. Charles is playing the long game, right? So even though there's a lot of negativity around Cardano and how it's just a stable coin and it doesn't move and this and that, well, regardless, it's still sitting at number 7 on CMC. That's a huge accomplishment, right? They have not dropped off. The ADA fans are strong, very, very strong. What do you think the percentage will be between holders of crypto versus CBDCs when they come out? No one in crypto wants to hold a CBDC. I don't know. Yeah. No. CBDCs will become 100%. I don't know if you've thought that through. CBDCs are meant to replace fiat currencies. So when the digital dollar finally comes out, it'll be 100% Americans hold CBDCs. So you can't compete with that. It's going to be forced upon the citizens. Now, crypto, on the other hand, will grow in time, but not everyone will be getting into crypto for sure. Just like even today, no, I think there has been many polls done. Only 30%, I think, of Americans invest in stocks. And vast majority of that is through their like 401k and retirement fund. It's not even themselves investing, but very, very, very little people actually invest. So yeah, there'll never be a day where 100% of people be in crypto. If you count maybe usage of games and dApps or something and they don't even know it, maybe it'll be pretty high. But for people to actually invest into crypto will always be a small percent, small minority. CBDCs will happen. Of course it's going to happen. It's just the digital equivalent of their fiat. It will 100% happen within our lifetimes. The dollar will be replaced with a digital dollar. The euro will be replaced with a digital euro. It will happen 100%. And you won't have a choice. You will accept it. That's the bottom line, because everyone will be forced to adopt it. All right, let's conclude here. Overall, little weakness today with Bitcoin, with the stock market. because the debt ceiling vote is still ongoing. Also, we got Fed Mester saying that there's no compelling reason to pause rate hikes, so we're going to get more. These are all scary things. But you know what's not scary? Bitcoin. Fundamentals of Bitcoin continues to go higher and higher and higher and higher. And it's just, you know, it's so scarce. Just focus on the future, focus on the long game, and you'll do just fine and continue to hold on. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Like I said, big spaces. If you guys are interested, tune in tonight at 6:30. Otherwise, I will see you guys at 8:30 my normal time tonight. All right? Have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.